This is how we'll remember sports cars. Once everything runs off a silent pack of cells charged wirelessly overnight. Once no one actually owns a car outright. Once cars turn into self-driven transportation devices, run by apps, pre-programmed for convenience, drained of life. Savor this one. The 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR is a crackling piece of ecstatic, retro performance art. That's not just a Jaguar 5.0-litre V8, it's the loudest Jaguar V8 ever. It's not just fast, it's the fastest Jaguar ever, save for the Uber RX J220 supercar. It isn't merely the best-looking Jaguar on the road today, it's also the most sinister one, with a squarer jaw, fatter fenders, and RoboCop-inspired bits of carbon fiber armor. It's probably a step beyond the F-Type that any of us could live with every day. That doesn't intrude on what it is, a fearless middle finger at the future of cars, with a leering eye at their past. SVR, from SVO. The F-Type has hacked its way through the sports car jungle since it was new in 2014. It's taken a couple of years for Jaguar to flesh out the lineup. In 3 model years, the convertible has been joined by a coupe, then an awesome F-Type Coupe R edition, then manual shift and all-wheel drive editions. Now Jaguar Land Rover's special vehicle operations gets a crack at it, and in the process, neatly sums up what the F-Type is all about with the SVR. It's the first of the brand's aluminum-hulled sports cars to hit a claimed 200 miles per hour. I didn't quite reach that epic milestone, but at Spain's Motorland Aragon circuit, with a pro co-pilot and 2 passes, I saw 175 miles per hour indicated, and it wasn't even the trickiest part of the day. Motorland's an unforgiving place. Sharp off-camber bends whip into steep descents. The bus stop recreates the feeling of being run over by an actual bus. Oh, and then, the longest, most tempting reaches dump you right into a second gear hairpin. 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review SVR Bits and Pieces. The SVR nailed those passages down as flat as it possibly could, with a wicked rasp and haymakers of oversteer. SVO starts with the Coupe R configuration, then tweaks everything to push the F-Type SVR to a frontier shared with the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT and Porsche 911 Turbo. The Jaguar dumps in more power, all-wheel drive, enhanced aero bits, dynamic upgrades, and some subtle cues to give fair warning, the SVR recipe from here forward. For power, the F-Type SVR taps Jaguar's supercharged 5.0-litre V8 for higher output rated at 575 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. The 8-speed automatic gets even faster shift speeds. No, the SVR doesn't have a manual, and the all-wheel drive system has more radical settings for shifting power from the rear to the front, and for coordinating power between the rear wheels. Jaguar says the SVR Coupe rockets to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds, with convertibles taking a couple of ticks longer. Top speed is 200 miles per hour for the Coupe and 195 miles per hour for the Roadster. 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review. Along with the power boost, the SVR has its own programming for shift points, steering, stability control, and suspension damping. Its pushiest driving mode dramatically lifts the yaw limits for the all-wheel drive and stability control systems, which can be turned off completely. Hardware upgrades include a front roll bar that's 5% softer, the rear bars mildly stiffer too. The 20-inch wheels trim some weight and hide some stiffer knuckles at the rear. A new titanium alloy exhaust system cuts weight and puts the SVR on a 2-pack-a-day voice lessons. Air gets its own massage, with big front air intakes and rear venturi, underbody trays, and an active rear spoiler that cuts lift when it rises to go to work, at 60 miles per hour for the convertible, 70 miles per hour for the coupe, all the time when dynamic modes selected. Weight is down 55 pounds in base price trim, but add the $12,000 carbon ceramic brakes and swap in pricey carbon fiber pieces for the roof and chin spoiler and the SVR is down about 110 pounds. Finally, at its feet, the SVR wears custom Pirelli P0 tires, 265/35 ZR20S in front and 305/30 ZR20S at the back. Those treads are in charge of knowing when the SVR needs to let all holy hell break loose, which it does often, and easily, when provoked. 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 Spy Shots. 2018 Kia GT Spy Shots. The 10 hottest collector cars of the summer. 2017 Porsche Panamera Preview. Sibling rivalry renewed. 2018 Audi A5 and S5 first drive review. Mid-engine. 2019 Chevy Corvette C8 Spied. Wilbauer. 2018 Detroit Auto Show Image 1:33. Strafing the empty quarter. Outside of Barcelona, Spain opens up into a lacy network of roads, most of them built after union with Europe. Handsomely paved superhighways, pristine secondary roads, it's what California could have been with better upkeep. The F-Type likes a careful set of hands on the controls, even here. The toggle on the console suggests what's about to happen in iconic forms. There's a very special snowflake for that kind of weather. At the opposite end of the toggle, there's a checkered flag for other special moments when you'll want to twiddle with its adaptive dampers, shift timing, throttle progression, and steering feel. Let it alone when trundling through charming and eerily quiet towns. Without touching a thing, the SVR's snaps, crackles, and pops of overrun draw stares. Some approving, some not. The SVR's more supple than expected, even on roads that are wrapping around stone houses, winding up through canyon passes that could double for Ortega Highway. Jaguar's preserved the ability of its adaptive dampers to adapt to street driving, more than can be said for a GT350. The carbon ceramic brakes don't grab or squeak, but they don't have much travel or nuance, either. The steering forces attention. It darts and sniffs out corners while the suspension takes more of a wait-and-see attitude. A coupe is no luxury liner, but by contrast, it's a better at mundane stuff like trolling through traffic. Roll up into Motorland's paddock, then roll out of the pits, and the SVR begs you to let that checkered flag switch drop. 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review. 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review. Riveted, glued, egos flicker to life, and head socks turn us all into a militia of petty thieves as we helmet up for a run at 200 miles per hour. Phones go into silent mode and so do drivers. The SVR's body is riveted and glued, which is the same way to describe the attention Motorland begs to be paid. Apexes spring up like unwhacked moles, breaking points shake you by the collar. It's one manic Mobius strip. Instructors preppers on the way to the cars, but the entire focus, to the point of shutting them out, is listening to what the car's suspension, steering, brakes and tires, and right pedal are saying. The SVR spits and snarls its way to life on the most brilliant ribbon of pavement of the day, from the first rollout into a hot corner. Flicked into dynamic mode and stability set to adult level permissions, the SVR is ready to party. Wheel spin is one backing track, but the big shivers come from the SVR's custom exhaust. It cuts loose insane levels of overrun, a string of exhaust expletives whenever you back off the throttle. Goose it, and the SVR is happy to cut corners to the bone, dump its contact patch with the earth, and let loose a slide worthy of a rear driver, if only for a moment. Its all-wheel drive system is playful but not evil, it pulls everything back in line in concert with the P0s so long as they're able to keep a grip. Still, those high-speed moments of oversteer come on fast and heavy through a corkscrew more dastardly than the one at Laguna Seca. The SVR can move power around front to back, and side to side in back, but it can't brew miracles. It's taught to exaggerate almost every driving gesture, so careful modulation of the throttle and the steering wheel gets drilled into you to shake off sloppy corner work. At first we routed through a moose test of a chicane, with a tease of Motorland's longest straight at its end. 2 laps later, that bus stop is dekinked, and the track opens for top speed flirting. Drop out of a downhill bend, then pinball out of a left-hander, and it's pure temptation. Pin the throttle, and the SVR soars faster, and higher, than ever in an F-Type. For a moment, 175 miles per hour shows up on the clock. What seems like hours later, or just a half second, it's full stomp braking. Stand on the low travel, high resistance pedal, let the carbon ceramics file off speed, and the SVR judders lightly as you paddle down into second for a late hairpin. Do the run twice and it gets easier, but never normal. It's like base jumping between Petronas towers. Whomever designed this track was sleeping with the devil. 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review. 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR First Drive Review. Not one to linger, it's a quieter ride, mostly in comfort mode, headed back to Barcelona. There's time to take in the frosting, a new infotainment system, the quick convertible top, custom-stitched red leather seats, a 770-watt Meridian surround sound system. There's even time to spec out an F-Type SVR that overlaps a 911 Turbo in price. The base $126,945 coupe or $129,795 convertible can get black finished wheels for $1,000, carbon ceramic brakes for $12,000, a red leather interior for $2,500, or a leather headliner for $2,500. Carbon fiber trim is a big keyword on the order sheet. There's a carbon fiber roof for the coupe, for $3,200, console trim for $750,